Hello. Oh, you know what might help? Playing a little bit of music. How about I go to my... Actually, I could just go to my playlists. I'll go here. Because you know what? Polychrome is nice. I have a little bit of my music playing right now. Because I want to eat my cutie orange. This is music that I made. My goodness, how long ago now? This must have been, 7 years ago. I made this. In fact, this whole playlist is my stuff. See, there's my kitty. Wow. That's an old comment. It's a bit of a blast from the past. I really wish that I could see my live stream on TikTok right now, but I can't. It's interesting that it doesn't show on mine that I am live. Odd. How odd. You know, I've got my tablet right here. It's on TikTok, but I don't think I can connect. But yes, this is my music that I like to make. I figured I can leave that playing in the background. That should be safe, right? Yeah. I am sorry that I'm here late. I should have been here earlier. I'm sorry. That's all my bad. I need to get more on it. I did post that it was 7 p.m. and it's now like 7:40. I'm sorry, y'all. But I'm here, and I'm doing it. I'm here for an hour. I'm doing it for at least 1 hour. So, here I can turn this down a little bit. I wish I could see myself live on here. Oh. Oops. Oh my. I should turn this volume down, huh? Just in case some audio gets replayed over. Don't want that. Well, I can look at other people's lives, but I can't watch my own live. Oh, well. You know what I'm gonna do? I am going to share my live. Let it pop up, let it pop up. Come on, let it pop up. Oh. I'm gonna tell nothing. And tell him. Oops. Not bad. Oh no, it is working. It's right. It was just the music swapping over mics. Bam. Okay, so I've got my music playing in the background. I guess I could, well, it seems like I couldn't share it that way. I wish I could just share it on the fucking tiki-taki-taki. But I can't do it. Maybe if I were to go, I wonder what happens if I go live on here. Will it fuck up, or will I actually have 2 live streams going? You know what? I'm not gonna try and interrupt it. I'm just gonna drop that off there and go to Reddit. Okay. And of course, let me know if the music is too loud. We got it going right here. I can pause it at any time. Let me actually move it like here. There we go. It's not really popping in to the screen. I can see it over here. I can always just move it like that. Bam. Okay, so this is on my homepage. That's usually where I start off when I'm doing my Reddit reads. So why not? I sorted by hot. So 4 hours. Today I learned that Disney is the only major studio to never win an Oscar for Best Picture. That is mildly interesting. Mildly. Oh, is it already on the? Okay. You know what? I'll leave it there in the bottom, so that it's always there. I don't really want to read about that. We're gonna move past that. Let me look at the role play OC. It's what my character would do. Okay, let's take a look. r/D&D. I like D&D. I like memes. Maybe I can pay you some other way. Guys, it's what my character would do. Yep. Hey, that's roleplay, baby. That's roleplay, baby. r/comics. Yeah. I could look up some memes. I don't need 30% off the TV. I need AI executives to stop risking human extinction for profit. Yep. I can agree with that. I can totally agree with that. That's yep, for sure. Yeah, you can see we're on r/memes right up here, right at the top here. Isn't that funny? You can't see the mouse, but you can see the effects of the mouse. It's wild how the future keeps being decided by people who won't be around to deal with it. That's exactly why they do it. They don't care. It's the old "I'll be dead before the effects happen" mentality. I know it too well, sadly. It's especially fucked up when it's from people who claim to love their kids/grandkids. They're just concerned about making a profit. They don't give a shit as to what happens as a result of that. Yeah. Let's take a look at r/memes. The memes. r/memes. Memes. Let's go. Let's sort by new. Let's look at some new memes. New memes. The most predictable character arc in tech history. Elon Musk, yeah. Today's low attention span infographic. Hard to swallow pills. Most spiders are carnivores and would eat us if they were bigger. That's not a hard to swallow pill. Spiders are fucking terrifying. Are you kidding me? You can't fucking be like, oh, that's a hard to swallow pill. No. Okay, something changed. Visible confusion. Okay. I don't want to look at that yet. Not even considered paywall anymore. Modern tech companies, come closer. Please subscribe to our $4.99 a day play to unlock the rest of this meme. Jesus Christ. You know what? I'm just gonna go back to home. See what else we got. Hey, Haley. Hi everybody, thanks for stopping by. I love it. I love it when people stop by. Right now, I got my music playing because then I know I'm not gonna get copyright struck. Hell yeah. I hope you like it. I hope that's not the reason people are joining and then leaving. Man, that sure would suck. Oh, fun. Getting real. Getting real. Oh, I got a message asking what my username is. It is Eden Them. Boop, 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 boop. Alright. Just messaging somebody. You don't need to worry about it. Oh, man. Stardew Valley. Hey, I stream Stardew Valley. Why not? This works. Let's take a look. Why does he do this? I've been trying to find a reason, but I don't know. Oh, this is, That's all they put. Okay, so this is, piano guy, lives in the cabin. Why am I blanking on his name? Oh my god. I don't know. He's grumbling about something. How high or low is your friendship with your spouse? Yeah, you still need to invest as much, if not a little bit more time and effort with them after marriage. And this is true for real life, too. Very true. I'm sorry, my hair, I need to wash my hair. Like, to be frank, it's much easier after marriage since you can talk to them and give them a gift as soon as you wake up because they're right next to you. I had no problem. I never had this problem. I always got the 14 hearts real quick. Oh, yeah. Let's go back by one. We can look at some Fansly stuff. Am I the asshole? Alright. For leaving the house to stay with my boyfriend after my sister forced me to take care of her child. So, right off the bat, we're going to go ahead and do our no context, no nuance read. Am I the asshole? Just right off of the title. Am I the asshole for leaving the house to stay with my boyfriend after my sister forced me to take care of her child? No. Let's see if we stay with that. Me, 20F, and I do not like kids. Okay. I never have. I do not enjoy taking care of them, playing with them, or being responsible for them. I have always been clear about this with my family. My sister, 31F, has a daughter, 5M. I love her, but loving someone does not mean I want to be a caregiver to the most thing I hate. Is this, or what, is this? You are 20. Okay, I'm sorry, this, like, it's hitting my brain a little funny. A few months ago, my sister started asking me to help her with her daughter. At first, it was small things, watching her for an hour, staying with her while my sister ran errands. I did not love it, but I agreed because I felt pressured, and that's fucked. I don't like that either. Slowly, it turned into more and more. I was expected to babysit multiple days a week for hours. I had to feed her, play with her, help her shower, and put her to sleep. My sister never asked anymore. She just assumed I would do it and yelled at me when I didn't. And that sucks. Like, you know, it's one of those things where people keep, like, they do it, and then if you keep not saying anything or you keep accepting it, then they push a little bit more and push a little bit more and push a little bit more until now when you're like, wait a minute, this is actually fucked up. I don't want to do this anymore. They're like, what the hell? You've been doing it this whole time. Yeah, whenever I tried to say no, she'd say things like, you're young, you have free time, you live at home anyway. Or she'd guilt me by saying she's family and I should help and blame me. I felt trapped and exhausted, even though I hated every minute of it. I still did it because every time I complained, my family told me I was selfish, and I felt that I were a one. I'm confused by some of this formatting in here. Recently, I told everyone that I had planned a trip with my friends. It was already paid for and planned weeks in advance. I was excited because it was the first time in a long while. I felt like I had something for myself. My sister immediately got angry. She said, "What am I supposed to do with my daughter?" Then I reminded her I never agreed to be her full-time babysitter. She exploded and said I was abandoning her and being irresponsible, like he's my baby, not hers. She told me that I should cancel my trip and take care of my niece instead, so I immediately said no. That turned into a huge argument. She called me names, including bitch, and said I was immature and heartless. My parents sided of course with her and said I should step up and help my sister. I felt overwhelmed and honestly done. That would really snap at them if I stayed. I felt overwhelmed and honestly would I don't know how to parse this out. Snap at them if I stayed. So I packed a bag and left the house to stay with my boyfriend for a few days. Now they're furious. They say I ran away from responsibility and that I chose my boyfriend and friends over my own family. My sister says I betrayed her and that she cannot rely on me anymore. I feel guilty for my niece and I feel that I am the bad one, so am I the asshole. Let's see here. So, formatting aside, you're 20, you don't want to have kids, your sister is 31 and has a 5-year-old daughter, and just started asking you to help with the daughter. It's, you know, honestly, right here, like, if this is such a hardline issue for you, I get it though, because it's so reasonable. Because technically, for most people, that would be reasonable. Hey, yeah, sure, a small thing of watching the kid for an hour while they run errands, but then it like just being it's the giving an inch and taking a mile thing. Like, you're 20. I guess it would be hard to know how to draw boundaries like that, especially with family, especially when they're doing that pressure of like, well, it's a kid and you should help and you were family and blah 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 blah. But like, something you got to remember is that family shouldn't be used as like a crowbar. Shouldn't be used in a way to force compliance from other people. I don't like it. I don't like it. 5 months old. Okay. I was confused about the 5M. I was just like, maybe she just did a little brain fart thing there, but no, it's 5 months. 5 months. 5 months. I really don't like family members using other family members for free health care, free child care when they're not like they know that the other one doesn't like to do it, doesn't want to do it. Like, I would say you're not the asshole. You needed a break. Like, you had to run away. Like, it's like they should think about like why you felt so strongly that you had to leave. Let's see what people say. Let's take a look. Not the asshole. Your sister is responsible for her child, not you. You need to set boundaries here and be confident enough to maintain them. Just say no. The number of posts about people dumping their kids is astonishing. OP is not the parent and deserves their own life. Sister needs to co-parent. I think. Oh. See, this is a typo because B is right next to N on the keyboard. Co-parent with dad or find other resources. OP isn't her resource. Even more appalling are the grandparents supporting the sibling doing the child dumping. So wrong. Well, that's because the sister would then dump the kid on them, and they don't want to do it either. They'd rather OP be overwhelmed and miserable than tell their other child, wrong Dan, that she made that baby. She needs to own up to her own responsibilities and care for her own baby, not following her off on family. What does she need a sitter for anyway? Is she working, or is it just to be baby-free of her own baby? Regardless, she needs to get a paid sitter or take care of her kid. Yeah. Yeah, like I said, not the asshole. So, actually, I was thinking about putting up a little poll, like up in a window or something, right? And have it be to choose what subreddit to go onto, right? Why not? I probably shouldn't just show that on camera, but I mean, I can blow it in the camera. Who cares? Who cares about that, right? Y'all are okay with that, right? And if you're not, oh well. And if you don't know, well, now you know. Oh, fun. That's always good. It's always fun to hear about. Oh, when uncontrolled gout strikes, it can affect bones, joints, and more. Don't wait for symptoms to strike again. Some Stardew memes. I will take a look at this Stardew meme. Some things are just not worth the cost. So the horse is like 10,000 gold, 100 hardwood, 5 iron bar. Hello. And slime hutch, 10,000 gold, 500 stone, 10 refined quartz, and an iridium bar. Jeez. I forgot that's that's great. Yes, horse is definitely worth the cost. You can put a hat on it. It's worth it just for that. That's great. Every previous save was a straw hat, but I haven't got it this time. So bought the fedora for him, and he looks so good. I don't want to change it now. It's just part of this save that he has the fedora. That's amazing. That's good. Okay, well, and click on popular. Let's see what's popular. Oh, fun. Oh, well, that's fun. That's not what I was looking for. What is the smoke coming out of the damp soil in my yard? Oh, God. TikTok cringe. What is wrong with people? Hey, this seems appropriate for here. Everybody is broke. Yup. PETA, why are they so upset with Hulk? Ask Reddit. r/world news. Oh, great. What about 34 grand in rent by a man I evicted? 75k a year. r/sips tea. Would you date... What? 75k a year. Please dissect the legality in this statement. Oof. Okay, so honestly, one of the things that I was doing before was just doing NoSleep. What do you think? Maybe we look at some spoopy stories. Maybe some bad neighbor. Maybe. What do you think? Let's go to NoSleep. NoSleep. Hot. Turn off the save search. Who cares? r/off my chest and r/NoSleep are easily confused by titles. That's r/not interesting. For things that are not interesting at all. Copy pasta from NoSleep. NoSleep Finder. The NSP discussion. NoSleep podcast. Came through a snowstorm and something out there kept practicing my voice. Don't let them in from Creepcast. Interesting, interesting. This is what's hot. Hot posts on NoSleep, searching NoSleep. Actually, I should just go to NoSleep. Yeah, there we go. That's what I was looking for. Let me sort this by hot. I don't know why I just like saying hot like that. Hot. Was all my music stopped playing? That's interesting. I wonder why. That was HM Welcome Book TE. Oh, because that was the end of my Ons playlist. That's right. Okay, well, I can go back here real quick. Oh wait, that's not what I meant. What I meant. Boop. I'm looking for my playlists. I thought maybe my playlist would pop up over here. You know, usually that's how YouTube works, you know? Although to be honest, it's been a little while since I've actually been on YouTube, like, on my desktop. I've been doing it either on my phone or through, like, the TV app. But, how about I just go back to here. Good. Good. Okay. So I can just go to, yeah, because if we're just playing, like, my stuff, because I did Oz. Wait. Maybe I go here. See, this would play it over again. Except it plays my sleepy time song, which I don't want to hear right now. Okay, so we've gone through these. Okay. We will play Alfred. That's okay. We can play Alfred. I don't care for Haplo all that much. But I like Alfred. Alfred's good. We can do Alfred. Skip roll. And Nia. Maybe just go straight to Leaf. Alright, so we got NoSleep sorted by hot. There's a predator, only the death can hear approaching. They've taken everything from me. It's got 3 comments and 1 award. Posted 11 hours ago. My new job monitoring lucid dreamers has one very strict rule. I think I'm starting to understand why. A few years later. Knick-knack. Manhole in the cliffs near the beach that you're not supposed to find. Okay. I own a small bed and breakfast in rural Maine. I hope you are never a guest. Part 6. Ooh, part 6 of the series, huh? I could literally, would you want to listen to some NoSleep? Do that. I could literally put up a little text here that says that we're going to be listening to, we're going to be having some NoSleep. My music, okay. Is my music okay? Too loud? Seems like it might be too loud. Let's turn the volume down. Oh man, that is a louder song, isn't it? There we go, that's a little better. It's not quite so overwhelming. Yeah, there we go. I don't want it louder than me, you know? There we go. Just had to look at the audio levels and I was like, that's kind of a loud song. I bet people are scrolling and it's just like, bah! Bah! So this has 6 parts to it. That would be pretty cool. Amelia wasn't crazy. Don't go looking for lost childhood trinkets. I kinda, you know what? It's only got 13 upvotes, 3 comments, posted 3 hours ago by Godzilho. Godzilho. Hearing my roommate talking about the price of eggs. Look at eggs, man. Well, okay, hold on. Kinda wanted to let this song finish before I got into it, because I want to skip ahead past all of the other songs that are playing. Because honestly, I don't like them that much. This is my old stuff. I made this, 7 years ago. So, like, I mean, look at this image. Okay, no. I don't really care for Haplo, the song, that much. So we're going to go skip right all the way to the leaf. There we go. Okay. Now then. We don't need this to be popped out, so... There we go. Okay. I'll let that music play. Let me know if that seems too loud. I can actually turn this down a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay. Don't go looking for lost childhood trinkets. If you ever happen upon a picture online, or anywhere else for that matter, and in that picture is something from your childhood you thought you'd lost, please listen. If attached to that picture you find coordinates or directions to get this lost trinket back, don't follow them. Forget you ever saw the picture, forget the trinket, no matter how special it was to you or your family. Otherwise, you may find yourself in my shoes, or worse. Just a little over 2 years ago, I came upon a picture of something from my childhood I thought I'd lost, with coordinates I followed. Tomorrow, I'll be going to trial for a murder I didn't commit. I'm facing a life sentence, or maybe even the death penalty, since prosecutors think I'm refusing to tell them where the body is and that I'm pretending to be crazy to get off on an insanity plea. I have to be honest, I'm really starting to feel like I might be going insane. I mean, I'm almost sure I didn't murder someone I love, at least, but the detectives and psychologists tell me a lot about that night. Things that contradict my memory, things that don't make sense to me, but seem to make sense to everyone else. I understand where they're coming from and why they've been drilling me so hard to get me to confess to one of their theories. They know that without an explanation from me that connects the dots in a way that they can accept, it'll be difficult to convince the jury of how I, a lone 5'4", anemic, 27-year-old woman, was able to kill and completely dispose of a 6-foot athletic 30-year-old man without any help, without leaving anything behind but her own blood. It'll be hard for them, but not impossible, which is why I'm spending my last day out on bail writing this. Hopefully by the end of this, you'll not only form some sort of an understanding of what happened to my Joey, but you'll also understand how it would have been impossible for me to ever do anything to hurt him. Maybe you'll even be able to help me, or yourself. Joe and I met online in a geocaching chat, which is eventually what led us to meet in person and to start arranging our dates around our caches. For those of you who don't know, geocaching is a hobby, I guess, where people hide items, post a general location or coordinates, and others go looking for it. Modern-day treasure hunting, if you will. The first few weeks of this were pretty uneventful, mostly just excuses to hang out and walk around to stretch our legs outside of our tedious and sedentary desk jobs. About 4 months in, though, around the time we started realizing things were actually going really well and a few I love yous had been exchanged, is when it fell apart. It was Sunday, and we met up sometime that afternoon to look for a mysterious tin box I saw posted online in one of the geocaching communities. For once, my interest was completely and totally piqued in this cache. While we normally had little to no stake in whatever item we did or didn't end up finding, I knew that this box in the picture was mine once. I remembered it from years ago, and I knew it wasn't just any box, but a jewelry box, just a few inches wide, a few inches tall, something I could only fit a few rings or other treasures inside of. I think the last time I saw it I was maybe 11 or 12 years old and lost it when my family moved a few dozen miles outside of our hometown. I knew it was possible this wasn't my jewelry box, and that it could reasonably just be similar to the one I once had, but this had been passed down to me by my late mother, who'd gotten it from her mother. There were beautifully intricate and distinctive flowers and vines carved by hand near the sides of the metal, and a delicate heart-shaped latch to keep it closed. It looked handmade and original, maybe not one of a kind, but not the sort of thing you find in a department store. I always figured I'd just left it behind in the move, so when by some incredible coincidence it was posted with coordinates near my old hometown, just an hour from where I live now, I knew it just had to be my jewelry box. I knew I had to go find it. So there we were that Sunday afternoon, just hours after I saw the post, and had begged Joey to drop what he was doing and meet me so we could reach the coordinates before anyone else did. So are we sure this old jewelry box is actually yours, or did you just need an excuse to see me? He said, excited, as he jumped in the passenger seat of my car. I knew he loved these spontaneous escapades. Bit of both, I admitted with a coy shrug, and pulled out of the driveway. Oh, dang it, do I have one of those frickin' ingrown hairs on my hand? Ow. No, I don't. No. Ow. Yep, pulled out of the driveway. Windows down to let in the late summer breeze, music blasting, me singing, Joey slapping the dashboard to the beat. We happily and regretfully drove off. Getting into town was the easy part. Getting to the exact coordinates was not. We could see the coordinates were sort of deep in the forested hills outside of town some hikers would frequent here and there. We drove into the hills as far as the roads would take us before coming to a halt, where the coordinates directed us off the road and towards a walking path. I parked my hatchback off to the side so we could start making our way deeper into the hills on foot. Joey, having the gift of forethought, had me pull up the online post so we could study the picture of my jewelry box closely, looking for anything that would make it easier to find in case our coordinates weren't exact. In the picture, the box was placed on top of a neat stack of stones, arranged in front of what I thought was an old brick wall, while Joey mused it could be a brick water well. With that, took a screenshot of the post in case we lost cell service, and with the destination in mind, we set out at a comfortable pace, confident we'd make it there and back before sundown. We hiked as we normally did, chatting happily, pointing out squirrels and birds or odd-looking trees to one another as we went, time passing easily. Yep, okay, that's it. It had been a few short hours with turns down a few wrong paths and a couple slow moments to stop and look at this bug or that plant when we came across the answer to what our mystery brick structure was. Well, would you look at that? I knew it wasn't a well. I stuck my chin up at him. Yeah, but you don't get to call it a brick wall either, lady. I think I'd call it a fence, if anything, he argued playfully. Oh, well, pardon me. They don't call the Great Wall of China the Great Fence of China, do they? It's a brick wall, which you're being a brick wall yourself should know. Hi, baby. Oh, brief interlude. We have Kitty. There is a kitty here. Say hi to the world, kitty. Hi, baby. Say hi. Here, turn around. Say hi. Yeah. 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 You're my baby. Yeah. Oh. Hi, baby. I love you. What's up, baby? Move that out of the way. Here, I can move that out of the way too. Juma Bubba. Yeah. No. Don't get on that. Do you want out? You want me to let you out of the room, baby? Is that what you want? Hey, no. No cables. No cables. Goofy kitty. I love you. Do you want out of the room? Is that what you want? You want me to open the door? Mwah. Oh, I don't need to. Maybe people want to hear her. Don't know if you can hear it over my music, especially if it's too loud. There, I have it at the quietest I can have it. And then I suppose I could come over here, go to this audio, bring it down, like that. Yeah, maybe even there. Okay, there we go. That's better, right? Yeah, okay. That sounds right, right? The music doesn't sound too loud, you can hear me. It should be good. One of these days I'll be able to just dial it in right from the beginning and it'll be awesome. My cat is here. Right here. Okay. He guffawed and feigned offense as I walked past him and up towards the wall, turning back in time to see the fading light of day casting a golden hue on his smiling face. The brick wall, as I decided it was to be considered, was short, just barely past my hips in height, but stretched out to our left and right as far as our eyes could see, following the unpredictable curvature of the land. It seemed very old, built long ago to divide property, I imagined, or maybe to herd animals inside. Checking our phones, we could see the coordinates would have us follow the wall along to our right, our destination maybe a mile or so away. Joey crossed his arms and pursed his lips, staring down the path ahead of us. Should we come back a little earlier next weekend, do you think? It's probably going to be dark before we can make it back to the car. Easy for me, of course, but I can easily see you eating dirt. Me, I mocked him in our silly way, crossing my arms. I sighed and adopted a more serious tone. I just know by the time we make it back here, someone else will have found the box first. Do you really think it would be hard to make it back if it's dark? I asked, having somewhat less hiking experience than Joey. Hi, Bubba. He answered with his calm and cavalier manner, focused on his watch. Sun is down within the hour, and then we have maybe another 30-ish minutes after that before it gets dark for real. Since we know exactly where we're going, getting back would be quicker than it took us to get here, especially if we hustle this time, but I imagine we would definitely end up in the dark for at least part of the walk back. He looked up from his watch at me. I have to kiss the kitty. Yes. I hesitated, and for the first time felt a little nervous, but reasoned with myself. We didn't have any animals in the area to really worry about, other than a few coyotes, but I knew they'd be more afraid of us than we needed to be of them. The trail so far really was an easy one, nothing very difficult to walk or navigate even in the dark, especially with the light from our phones. We had our backpacks with a few necessities, and not only that, but the car was only a couple miles away. I ignored the butterflies in my stomach, the desire to see my jewelry box again overcoming my gut feeling to turn around. I think we'll be okay then. Even if it does get dark, we can just follow the wall back to the trail, and then getting back to the car from there should be easy, I decided. Joey agreed confidently, clearly enjoying the thrill of taking a risk, even one that at the time seemed so minor. We followed the wall down the path further out into the hills, this time at a quicker, more determined pace, still having no trouble as we went on. The pit in my stomach lingered as we walked on, listening to crickets chirping, owls hooting, and finally, the sound of coyotes barking in the distance. Ooh, they must have got something. Hope we remember to put the cat inside, Joey said to no one in particular, referencing a non-existent pet. I laughed nervously. Yeah, just a kitty stays inside. I laughed nervously, unable to think of a joke or witty remark to carry on with. As we continued, the yipping and barking faded, and up ahead, I could finally see a neatly arranged stack of stones. As we approached, my chest began pounding and I broke out in a cold sweat, almost sick from a rush of anxiety. Ugh, why do I feel so gross all of a sudden? I put a hand on Joey's shoulder to keep myself from falling over, head swimming with lightheadedness. That's a nice little head swimming with lightheadedness. You could just say head swimming. Uh-oh. You okay, baby? Uh-oh, did you drink enough water today? When's the last time you ate? He asked, his hands steadying me and easing my anxiety simultaneously. I regained my balance and took a moment to recover. Yeah, I guess not since this morning. I'll eat when I'm home. I'll be fine. I made an effort to put him at ease, sliding my pack off my shoulder and pulling out a fresh water bottle. I fumbled with the cap, my long acrylic nails and shaky anemic hands. I can't see it. Giving me trouble. I guess I could just look over here and read it. Hi, baby. What's up, baby? Bring the camera back up. Whoa. Maybe not. That's better. Hi, baby. Got a kitty in the camera. Got a kitty in the camera. When there's a kitty in the camera, you gotta stop and pet the cat. Kitty in the camera. Kitty in the camera. When there's a cat, you gotta stop and pet their back. Scratch their head. Who's a good baby? Oh. Do you want to go outside, baby? I mean, do you want to go out of the room? Not outside. Silly butt. Just silly butt. You are just silly butt. Yes, you are just silly butt. I love you, baby. Yes, I love you, baby. Yeah. I love you, baby. Yeah. You're so silly. I love you, baby. Okay. Joey, eager to be helpful and already fully accustomed to needing to open cans and whatnot constantly for me, gently took the bottle out of my hand and uncapped it before handing it back. It was a little ritual of ours, just something small he could do for me every day to feel and be chivalrous to me. After a few sips, I felt okay enough to keep going. It was only a few more steps before we were stopped in front of the stack of stones. Finally, there it was, placed on the stones, my little jewelry box. Now that we were up close, I could see the stones had been arranged in a circle around the box, keeping it safe, elevated, and easy to spot. Oddly enough, the stones didn't appear to have been found in the area. I couldn't see anything as rounded as them anywhere. All the other rocks in the area were hard and jagged, not smooth like these, as if softened by the current of a river that didn't exist here. I stared at the delicate arrangement, harmless enough, but couldn't ignore my growing anxiety and the inexplicable feeling of my chest screaming at me to leave it and turn back. It was a primal fear. The only thing I'd ever felt similar to it had been when I was very young and tried to befriend a stray dog. It was on my approach that the poor thing started panting heavily, and I saw it was drooling uncontrollably, its body eerily and unnaturally contorted. I didn't know the dog was Rabbit at the time, not yet at the age to have seen Old Yeller, but still, even as a child, I somehow knew to get away, to run home. I had the same pit in my stomach now that I had then. I was finally going to listen to whatever feeling had been so desperately trying to tell me something, The lightheadedness peaked, clouding my vision. I blinked hard, fearing that I would faint at any moment. When I opened my eyes, the fog of lightheadedness had suddenly cleared, as if swept away by a strong gust of wind. I looked down at my now outstretched hand to see my old jewelry box sitting in the center of my palm. I had no memory of bending down to pick it up, but I figured I must have been so woozy in the last few seconds that I somehow couldn't remember having done it. I looked back at the pile of stones the box had been sitting on and saw that they were no longer neatly arranged, but toppled over at the bottom of the wall. Ice-cold blood shot through my veins. Seeing the stones out of their place, no longer stacked in their neat circle, felt like what I imagined seeing a loved one's corpse would feel like. Looking at the toppled stack felt wrong, saddening, infuriating, but most of all, frightening. Joey, picking up on my worsening disposition, pushed a lock of curly blonde hair out of my face. You didn't have to say that part. Thankfully, somewhat shaking me out of my state of shock. Hey, what's up? You okay? I struggled to find my words. The fog of lightheadedness had made way for a sharp, stifling unease. Laura, hey, are you okay? He asked again, more urgently this time. Hearing my name grounded me, and I found I could speak again. Jesus, I shook my head. I'm sorry, hon, I don't know why, I just got the strangest feeling ever. Just like a weird anxiety thing or whatever, so weird. That's good. I reasoned with him and myself, taking a deep breath in an attempt to resume a more dignified bearing. Yeah, I can tell, he said, this time his voice slightly more jovial, if not still with a hint of worry. Come on, let's get back before we lose you out here. Okay, yeah, let's go, I agreed, taking his hand. I looked back one more time at the now scattered stones. Directly above the stones, there was, blah, 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 blah. I looked back one more time at the now scattered stones. Directly above the stones, there was a large crack deep in the wall, one I somehow hadn't noticed before. I didn't have long to think about the crack in the wall and if it had been there a second ago or not before Joey started on his way, pulling me along gently. Okay. At this point in the story, gosh, I keep yawning. Not sure what that's about, but I just keep on yawning. Can it really be? Am I really that tired? But I'll be honest. I'm not really drawn into this story. I kind of don't want to keep reading it. Like, I don't know what to tell you. It's I'm just not really interested anymore, and I'm like to hear. I don't think I'm even halfway through the story. The writing is definitely something that needs work. How to describe the work that this needs. You should definitely get yourself a copy of The Elements of Style, OP, and especially the one where it's talking about like trimming down some of the stuff, some of the words that you're using. Like, you didn't even know, like this, he asked again more urgently this time. You could rephrase that as, he asked more urgently. Or, you don't even need to say urgently. You can just say, he asked again. It's because I don't want you doing that, baby. Here, you want out? You want out? Here you go, baby. Go ahead. Yeah. You're not trapped in here, baby. You don't have to stay in the room. You can go ahead, baby. Yeah. Yeah. It's okay. You don't have to. Oh. You don't have to stay, baby. Go ahead. You want to stay? Okay. Okay, you can stay. You don't. I just thought maybe you wanted to go. I thought that's why you were coming up here. Because a lot of times you come up because you want something. Because that's cats. They love you, but also they want something. But yeah, honestly, I'm kind of done reading this one. I'm not. It's not that good. It could use some truncating. Feels like it's kind of going on for a little while longer than it needs to. So honestly, I'm wondering if this was written using AI, and I hope not. I really hope not. I hope that was just your writing that was like kinda okay. It wasn't the worst thing I've ever read, but I didn't want to keep reading it. Oh, whoa. I'm gonna pause that so I don't cause yeah. I didn't want to cause any seizures. That could have been bad. What? I'm right here. I'm literally, oh my goodness. Is it because I stopped my music? It's because I stopped playing the music. It was like, oh, there's inactivity. There's inactivity. Oh no. Hey, Michael Williams and Lena Mack. Bye, Michael Williams and Lena Mack. Oh man. But honestly, we're getting into the end of the stream. Let's go ahead and do Would I Be the Asshole? Got a new job a couple months ago. Since the first day of work, there's a coworker who's been asking me to drive them home. We work second shift and typically get off around midnight, so I thought maybe no family was able to drive him. Originally, I didn't mind. He only lives like 10 minutes from me. Didn't seem to be that big of a deal. We agreed on $20 a week for me to get gas. On average, it's like $3.25 a gallon here, and my car is not that great. Hey, $20 a week is totally like I totally get that. The gas prices as they are, and like you said, if your car's not that great at mileage, he seems to be getting too comfortable with the fact that I'm driving him. I'm just gonna list off all the issues I've experienced with him. Did you run this through AI? Please tell me you didn't run this through AI or have it generated by AI. Please, because I know that people do numbered lists, but it's with the whole indentation and everything. I don't know. This God damn it, is it AI? I'm not even, you know what? I'm just gonna, especially since it kind of sounds like a similar story to something I've heard before. I'm like, I don't know. I think it might be AI. I'm curious. They left an embarrassing loophole. Indiana Republicans say they're banning gender marker changes on IDs. They left an embarrassing loophole. What? When he signed this executive order, which mandates that the state's executive branch must respect and enforce biological binary when interpreting and applying Indiana law, its effects were immediate, overnight, and with no warning. Indiana was at the time the sixth state to ban trans people from amending their birth certificates. While unlike Kansas's law, this new policy isn't retroactive. For transgender Hoosiers, it represented new hostility from one of the few Republican-controlled states that hadn't yet implemented anti-trans policies beyond restrictions on sports and gender-affirming care for minors. Those are anti-trans policies. And of course, it wasn't just birth certificates. That June, the Indiana DMV announced it was starting the process to ban gender marker changes on IDs as well. Beyond the executive order, the BMV also cites the 24 case Bureau of Motor Vehicles versus Simmons, which held that for the purposes of Indiana law, gender is effectively synonymous with sex. Now, following up 2 public comment periods, the new rule has been finalized. While it's worth noting that the final text of the rule itself has not been published, a spokesperson for the state's Legislative Services Agency confirmed that it exactly matches, and according to Indiana law must match, the most recent public version. Starting next month, the BMV will only be able to issue credentials containing a gender designation that reflects the applicant's sex. This reverses the state's uncharacteristically progressive policy that has stood for 16 years, which allows trans residents to change their gender markers so long as they present an amended birth certificate or a note from a doctor stating their transition is permanent. In doing so, Indiana will become only the 5th state to ban gender marker changes on IDs and the 4th to do so in the last 2 years. Or will it? Because although the Indiana BMV claims this new policy will make it so that biological sex is displayed on the driver's license and ID, that isn't exactly what the rule says. Yes, the explicit mechanism for gender marker changes has been removed, but much like Iowa's policy, this didn't turn into a complete ban. Instead, keeping with other changes made in Indiana's regulations, the main purpose of the new rule is to purge all references to the term gender. Yeah, they don't get in. Man, the world be creeping in. Oh man, there's just so much shit in the world, you know? It's wild. Thanks for stopping by for as little as you have. I really do appreciate it. Scrolling Reddit, there's just so much stuff. Am I the jerk for telling my 20-year-old son he needs to figure out his own living situation after he got his girlfriend pregnant? I don't know. Maybe. Take a look. Yeah. Man. Well, I read that already. That's no good. Man. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, Reddit has become a thing. I'm just gonna look up some memes. Memes. I like memes. Oh yeah, we did go this. Okay, instead of new, let's go by best. Okay. I do have a question though. All right. What I know what new. I understand new, but what's the difference between best, hot, top, and rising? Like well, okay, well, I feel like hot and rising are the same thing, and top and best are the same thing. What is the difference? Voicing videos yourself. Content creators, fuck-ass sounding AI voices. No. I'm voicing myself right now. I got this right here.
It's a microphone. It was not the most expensive thing, but then again I got it many years ago.
Make it stop. Okay. Mr. Chekhov, why did you bring a gun to the function? It's a surprise tool that will help us later, haha. Oh, man. Why is that? Why might Mr. Chekhov bring such a thing? Hmm. It'll help us later. What? Aliens arrive and threaten to invade us, 90% of the population. Yep. Yep, do it. See if we care. We're not even understanding. People not like us. Saks global CEO steps down as luxury retailer reportedly preparing for bankruptcy. Ha 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 ha. Ha ha ha. Good. Do this too often, not gonna lie. Casually reading a book, realizing you've been reading with your eyes instead of your brain, so you have to restart. Yup. Definitely been there. Okay. That's good. I like that. Normal music, in-game anime music. That's pretty good. I like that. Yes. Absurdism, nihilism, agreeing there is no meaning to life. That's where it is. I think that's where we're going to leave it off. You know? Perfect. Have a good time. I'm going to go watch some TV. I'm probably going to go watch Fallout, honestly. Yeah. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go watch Fallout. I hope y'all have a good night. Talk.